Welcome back. So let's switch our gears and increase the level of complexity little bit in our Selenium coding. So in this whole section, I will try to explain how to write the code in generic so that it supports multiple data sets. Okay, this is one of the interview question from Amazon, and this whole section is inspired by that specific Amazon questions. So right now the exact question you may not understand, so just follow this section and see what we are trying to accomplish. So once at the end of the last video in this section, I will let you know what exactly the question was asked in the interview and how did we solve it ultimately in this whole section. Okay, so it's very easy, just follow patiently and within 6 videos you will understand a very good coding standards in writing Selenium code, and we will also bring little bit Java as well, but don't worry, I'll show how to tackle those things. So I have picked my practice web page rahulshettyacademy.com/selenium practice to explain this scenario, right? So in this home page of Green Cart app, you can add items to cart. You can add multiple items. So all the items what all you added will display in the cart, and then you can proceed to checkout. If you have any discount, you can apply so that it will deduct some amount. Okay, so after amount got deducted, then you can actually place the order by selecting your country and check the terms and conditions, so that you will be on confirmation page. Okay, so application looks simple, right? But you can make complex validations out of it. Okay, we will do some smart automation here. So let me go back to my Eclipse, and then you all know that these two steps are common. If you want to invoke Chrome browser, you have to set system property and the path to that Chrome driver.exe, and then open your Chrome driver object. So driver dot get. So we should land on this rahulshettyacademy.com/selenium practice. I don't think the slash is required. So once you are here, your next goal is to add items in the cart. Let's say I want to add cucumber into the cart. Okay, I don't want to add the first item. I just want to add the item which is having cucumber. If that is your requirement, how do you do that? So let's first see this scenario. Try to generalize this test by dynamically selecting the items based upon the inputs what we pass to our test. Alright, so if our goal is to select this cucumber, add to cart, basically we need to add this product to the cart, right? So right click, inspect. Let's see what happens. Alright, so there is no attribute here. Okay, so type equals to button is one attribute, but this is so generic. There are so many buttons on this page, so there is no point in using this. And only unique what we can see is add to cart text. So if you remember, I told you that you can actually create XPath based upon your text as well. Okay, it's very simple. // I use ChroPath plugin to validate this. You can use either ChroPath plugin or come back to console and you can start typing here. It's up to you what you want to use. If ChroPath plugin is available, then you can type here and validate. If your company blocks this plugin, then don't worry, come to the console and then you can type same XPath with $X, and inside that it will still tell you if that is object is present or not. Okay, so // tag name here text equals to, so this is how you define. So add to cart is not any attribute value, it's just the text. So you have to write text bracket equals to the actual text. So this will create text path and it will search for the text called add to cart in your application. Perfect. Click on enter. Oh my god, there are 30 elements matching. It's huge, right? So this is not unique one. There is no point in selecting it. If you use this X path, by default, I think it will select broccoli one. Now how to do that? So first let's come through cucumber. Firstly, let's try to identify this product. Then we will go inside and click on this button. Okay, so we now understood that you cannot directly target cucumber add to cart button because that XPath what we wrote is generic for all the products displayed in this page. You see that everything is highlighted. So that's not the right approach. Next approach is to identify this complete product block uniquely. Let's see that. So when you spy on the cucumber, you see that there is a class called product name. Okay, so if you move your mouse on this, CSS is highlighted. You can see that h4 dot product hyphen name, which is displayed on the top. That's the CSS. Okay, but you need not depend upon what Chrome gives you. You also know how to get CSS, isn't it? So if you want to get CSS based upon the class name, the syntax is tag dot class name. So h4 dot product name. Perfect. So when you hit an enter, of course you will get again 30 elements matching because every product have same class product hyphen name. You see that broccoli is highlighting, cauliflower is highlighting. So the only trick here is to iterate through each and every item in this product, and when it matches with cucumber, then you can actually get this product index. So once you get the index, using that index you can actually hit the add to cart button. So you have an XPath of add to cart button and it written 30 elements. So you are not sure which index you want to click. Okay, right now cucumber is at the third index. You can hard code it with add to cart text XPath of third index. But tomorrow when you add more vegetables, this may not be in this index, right? So first of all, identify which index cucumber is present. For that, take all the product names, iterate through it and get the index which cucumber is present. For that specific index, go and click this button. Okay, this is the approach what we gonna do to solve this problem. All right, so in the next lecture, let's do actual coding and then solve this. Right, see you in the next lecture. Thank you.